I might
That's
be able to roll.
you can. It'll just take a while to load because Leon does it in Slow's game.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay, so recording. So last time you went to go meet Tim and got attacked. That was fun. Evie nearly fell out the window. Quashire got bull rushed, and then you met Tim, the lawyer, who happens to be a Lucario. So that's neat.
Tim.
Anyways, right after you sat down, a few of you put on bandages. That was necessary. Uh, and You've talked basic terms. He explained that while he is the lawyer, he's technically been contracted to you guys. You, in a sense, still have to officially hire him for specific jobs, and he runs on a type of credit. Now, while you guys do earn this credit, or you can buy this credit yourself, it's honestly probably better for your wallet if you just earn them from other areas, whether it be from the government, gym leaders, etc. Um, you do have a current credit of 10, which, trust me, is really good, seeing how I rolled a d10 for it. And you guys have suggested a few things, which he has technically brought up into a contract. And, the basic services and then the special services, you just have to hire him specifically for these jobs. Now, the biggest thing is he made it abundantly clear he's not suggesting anything to you guys. He's technically already been paid, and if he suggests stuff, that means he has to actually do work. So it's all on you guys. So, uh, he will move on to another thing. He will allow all of you to try to think of stuff while you have this little bit of a break. But
So, so what's already been discussed with
okay,
Tim?
so basic surfaces, keeping a Pokemon, 1 credit. This is the basic stuff. Example: you caught a. Let's go with an easy one for Merc. You got the Metang. For whatever reason, they say no, you can't have the Metang. You can hire Tim, and he will keep it for you. Try to make it so you keep it. Keeping a Pokemon special. This is the stuff that you may or may not have fucked up on, or it's a special sort of circumstances. The Curly and the Eevee in particular. Um, and the credit will be a bit wonky for that depending on certain factors. Um, this is something you're probably going to have to specifically bring up. Um, the one Hazel asked, because no particular reason, standard lawyer representation. You did something stupid and need to get out of jail. So, yeah, that. This one I know you suggested, Merc. A really good idea. An expedited timer for getting your Pokemon approved or denied. That is a fairly expensive one because he's essentially, in a sense, lobbying the government to give a specific person this job. So they're going to have to either take resources away from someplace else or, you know. And then possible hazardous items. This is, you're going on adventures and you find, a gun. uh, you would have to probably, yeah, a gun in particular, you're going to have to try to probably fight if you want to keep that. But those are really the only 5 you have right now. That's why I told you guys to think outside of the box. You can throw as much random shit, and he can, at worst, like just laugh at you or call you an idiot. So, while you guys can try to think of that while we're doing this, he will actually pull out a separate briefcase. He has about 7 briefcases underneath the couch. And he just pulls out a separate briefcase, walks up, and puts it on the table. He's like, okay, on to other matters. And he just looks over and just says, Professor Hazel.
She stops wrapping her band, smacks it down, and goes, "Yep.
Well,
What you need?"
I have received information that you will be traveling with this group, which means we have to go over the terms, which I feel the three of you, and he specifically looks at, Kresnik, Gareth, and Aspen, didn't fully read what you were supposed to go into this contract. And, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I only wrote the damn thing, but,
No one reads the terms of service.
The Tims of service.
So he will kind of pass over a document, and it explains you will get a backpack that has a camera attached to it. There will be kind of dead times where you're not going to be filming. Just basic, I guess basic stuff. Obviously, when you're going to go into the bathroom, it'll shut off, shower, etc. You can leave it in your, the Pokemon Center. Just hopefully not the entire day, sort of thing. Yeah, if like you decide to go out and do something just on the town, they prefer if you take it. That is how you get money, but they, in a way, don't force you to. Various other things, you aren't supposed to attack Pokemon unless you're cornered, like wild Pokemon.
Yeah, that makes sense. Who would punch a Pokemon? Yeah.
Quite.
Shuffles nervously.
Unless there is a stipulation put in there. Unless the Pokemon challenges you to a fight. Not your Pokemon, you. This was kind of added when the Ralts thing happened. It was kind of an implied loophole, but because of the division on what happened and the confusion, it was specifically put in there between what happened with the Ralts and what happened with the Vigoroth. So, now, do you have any questions about this contract, Professor? He's saying it very sarcastically.
Well, considering he apparently fought off 3 people, I'm not trying to get in a fight with this guy. Because, no, I pulls the papers down to Plato's level. You're the one to make sure I don't do anything stupid. Does seem airtight to you?
Okay, I'm gonna roll him, you know what, I'll say 46 for Plato.
Can I put it in the garbage?
Ooh, really nice roll. Plato starts flipping through a few things, and,
Can we get Plato a law degree?
So he starts flipping, and seems rather standard. But what defines trapped? Blocked into a corner, no room to escape,
Somebody launching a giant fireball at us.
Tim just kind of looks and like, I just put it in there. That's technically up to the Kanto government. Which, I don't really give a shit about. So, I believe you will not be in trouble for what probably happened today. Bureaucracy and bullshit, and yeah. So, on to other things. I have.
If it's alright, someone signs it.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically alright. Nothing too important. You know, there's just basic legal mumbo jumbo. Plato got most of it, but there's always going to be things that fall through the cracks. But, so, on to the few things that probably need to be addressed, since this is technically what you were. Now, let me make this clear. They assigned this meeting for you. However, you still have to pay the services. So, I believe the Curly is the one that would technically have been the easiest. So, I do not know what's going on. I just heard there was a hubbubaloo about, something that just happened between the Curlia. And then the Eevee. Now, the Eevee, according to the Kanto government, is supposed to have already been sent up to Cerulean City to go to the Pokemon Reserve. However, it seems to be here. What's up with that? Hello? Did Mark had to leave, or?
Oh, you're talking about the Eevee. I
Yes.
heard Curlia, and then Sienna was bugging me, and then I heard Nature Preserve. I was very confused for a second.
Yes, he switched over to the Eevee. Those were the two things. He pretty much said Eevee was, according to reports, and what the Kanto government believes, was supposed to be sent up to the Cerulean City to go to the nature preserve. Yet it's here, and he's curious why.
Well, you see, we were bringing them there, and then ghosts happened.
I read something about that. But that was down in Vermilion City.
If my knowledge of this region stands, you have to go through this town to get to Cerulean to begin with.
Yes, but wasn't there starts flipping through a few papers, a ice aerodactyl that was sent to this nature preserve?
Oh, that is where they went, wasn't it?
Indeed.
So, long story short, I want to keep the safe.
Uh-oh, he's doing a typing.
I'm afraid.
I mean, to be fair, we did just save it from falling. Walks
Oh,
out,
okay.
comes back in. Walks out, comes back in. Like 16 stories. I don't know. Not so good at the math there.
No, it could be said if it had gone to the preserve, it wouldn't have been in the danger to begin with.
Well, true. However, this would fall under your special category. It will cost two credit. You could pay a little bit more to improve your chances, but I can try to make it so you can keep the Eevee. There will be a bit of flack, probably, given, however, due to what has been done in the past and what has recently happened, I believe. However, I think you have a shot. However, Mr. Purple Hair, you have the Curlia. Now, this was going to be a bit of a open and shut. However, well, certain things have happened. You have constantly broken and the rules of the contract and done foolish things, from what I understand. And technically, that currently is still a minor. It could because it's considered a citizen, could be considered to be put into a foster home instead of traveling with you.
Just a question of that. Like, is it like all Gardevoirs are and Galades are considered citizens, or do they all have to go through testing separately?
They all technically have to like go through testing. This is probably one of the things where the Gardevoir and the Gallade, and maybe the eldest child, went through the testing. But then once they were citizens
Yeah,
and they had more
that was
kids,
my question. Like, do their children automatically gain citizenship just because they have it, or do they also have to go through the same test?
they all kind of got it right away. It's one of those things where they would keep an eye on it. It's still a new uh, trying to think of the word, protocol or law or whatever.
New law.
Yeah, it's still kind of in a sense in a testing phase.
Alright, so.
So,
Oh, we didn't have to get Play. If it works like I understand it, hell, we didn't even have to get Play-Doh tested. We could have just pawned him off to an already tested Pokemon. No.
no,
It works like American immigration.
no. Okay, so Shido's roommate must still be pretty loud. So. Okay. It's fine, Shido. So, yeah. It is what it is, you know. Hopefully, you'll reach an understanding and whatnot soon. So, okay. I won't deny it, sir. Yes, I have been foolish in recent times, and my rush to get stronger after being told there's a chance for me to find my dear friend. So, Tim. Tim does the ever-famous Ikari pose. Looks right at you. Kresnik says, well, Purple Hair, I gotta be honest. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you're looking for a dear friend or your goddamn son. Wait, no, humans don't work that way. Anyways, you have to... What?
I mean, technically he could have a kid, but Kresnik doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. Hazel just kind of quickly looks at him, goes, he has clearly not enough tattoos. I don't think he has any kids.
And honestly, Purple Hair, I don't care at all whether you did or did not do it for the right or wrong or indifferent reason, or whether you were high off your ass or drunk as sin. The end result is, it happened, and someone who gives a shit cares.
Well, I mean, this is in character now. Shouldn't, yeah, sorry. Shouldn't, I mean, points at the Curlia. Is the little one's opinion being considered here, or?
The answer to that would probably be touchy. I can take the Curlia for the trial and the discussion. However, as she is still a minor, I'm not sure how accepting the decision makers are going to take that into consideration. It might have been a bit better if Purple Hair hadn't almost just got her and himself and one of his other Pokemon killed.
I'm curious. Looks at the Curlia. How long how old are you? How long have you been out of the egg? Aww.
That was perfect timing. Okay. Oh. She just kind of looks at you and just kind of 10 months.
Oof.
Oh.
You just
Oh.
you hear a very audible oof.
I mean, Pokemon age differently. And Espeon actually kind of gets up from where lit expanding Gina and she's like, technically I'm only about 6 years old, and I was an Espeon about 20 minutes after I hatched.
Oh, that's right. They evolve via stones instead of friendship in this
Mhm.
system. I was like, hold the fuck on. How grinding did Lick do?
Well, he is an ace trainer, but no, Lytic was not very able at that point in time. Anyways, moving on.
Got the Lytic bicycling in a circle until the friendship's up.
I would be very impressed if he was able to do that at that time. Anyways, it's just way things work. And, you know, the Eevee over there is only, what, probably a month and a half old? So, it's...
I mean...
Well, Plato, how old are you?
I mean...
170.
I was gonna say, Plato's probably been with Hazel since she was a teenager, so...
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I've been what sort of accent was that? I was going for British. I came into something else. Oh, 1 second. Oh.
It sounded vaguely southern, and now I'm imagining Plato with a southern accent, and it's beautiful.
Like I said, I have troubles with accent. I feel like a jerk because I always try to do one and then I just slip right back into my old voice. Well, I've been around Hazel since since she's been a late teen, so before that I was a Wooper, and I'm going to say at least 10 years, but since I hatched all by myself, I have no fucking idea.
Pats Plato on the head. Doo-doo.
Oh, before I forget, where do I receive my certification, Mr. Tim? Your what? I've been cleared for citizenship. Oh, you talked to the eggheads downstairs. I don't care.
Did they just send him upstairs?
Receptionist didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
I mean, if I'm not completely needed, I could go with Plato.
Yeah.
Unless I need to... Looks at Tim, unless I need to sign like 15 other things.
You mean you haven't started?
God in Himmel.
You notice you've only signed 1 page, and there's like 30 others. But
well, time to speed sign all these without reading them.
okay, so Shido's maybe.
I mean, I guess the question got lost. If there was some sort of chart to compare human years and Pokemon years, what is she comparable to? Are we talking toddler?
Uh, um, hmm, preteen, probably.
I'd
But
say from her. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
as you know, there's plenty of well, not so much official trainers. Trainers such as the gym leaders and stuff do it a bit slower, but there are plenty that just breed and go with what they think is comparable, and then they train that Pokemon, within a few months.
I'm slightly horrified that there's no official government stance on that.
Goes on Twitter at Kanto government. Listen.
Like, in and out of character, I'm like, holy shit. So the government stance on that is fucking guess.
Aspen kind of looks at Mercy like, I wonder how old you are, dear.
Oh, apparently Mercy's a herbivore.
She slaps you for asking a woman about her age.
I highly doubt Mercy is a herbivore. But Mercy just gives you a shrug, Aspen.
Two.
Lytic kind of speaks up. Guys, think of it this way. I understand it's a little weird, but in a sense, this wasn't a problem until recently when Kanto started doing the citizenship. It was Pokemon or Pokemon. If they're, able to fight and not get themselves hurt all the time, most people didn't think about it. Same way, like, think about it, guys. How many times have you guys eaten Tauros?
Ooh. Is there a... Not really a big fan of Taurus myself, but is there a KFT here? That sounds good right now.
Kentucky Fried Torchic.
Yep.
Don't know if there's a brand. I hear they have to use Psyducks instead, usually.
I feel like the whole Torchic being eaten thing goes in well with what we're talking about.
I assume it's a brand name. They don't actually serve Torchics. I just imagine a Torchic in the Colonel's outfit as their mascot.
Oh, that's adorable. Just staring into your eyes, dead, soulless.
I now remember the Addams Family thing. I am a turkey. Eat me. Fucking those movies. Anyway, back on to...
Okay, here we go. Chris, I've been reckless and idiotic in the past, and there's nothing I can do about that. But I wish to have some more time with her. If it is all possible, I would like to at least a period of time to prove and show that I can take care of Curly and my entire team. That's fine, Shido. It's fine that it took a while. Well, let's see what you have. Well, both of these will probably run. God damn it. Of course you found one with the combo skin, Crow. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so, let's see. That would be keeping a Pokemon? Well, I think I can... It will take the amount of work of 2 to do the Eevee, and... Let's see how much he gives a shit about you guys.
Before he makes that calculation, I mean, as the most non-biased person here, besides you, of course, Tim, I could always keep an eye on him for a probationary period, and if he fucks up, break his jaw and take the Pokemon back. Looks at Kresnik.
If I could move my character, he'd be moving away from Hazel right now.
Well, he is on the other side of Kresnik, so I think you're a bit safe.
Okay. I know.
So let's see, roll 1d100.
and then very like non-ceremoniously tries to signal to Kresnik like on the side in symbols he probably doesn't understand because they're gang related, that she's actually trying to help him.
Yeah, so roll 1d100.
Oh,
Okay, Hugh doesn't give a shit.
thank you.
I have a risky text up just in case of something. Okay. Well, if you want Kresnik, you can put that up if you want, and it will just be kind of like, this is what I'm thinking sort of thing.
Mm.
That is so stupid.
I mean, out
God
of game,
damn it,
I'm
Crow.
just thinking we're probably more likely to get to be able to keep the routes if it wants to stay with two people watching them instead of the one with the record of fucking it up. No offense.
Okay. So, this is, if I'm still decided to not to be fit to remove me from the program, I will return to Hoenn. Okay, yeah. Ooh, all the cards on the table. Okay, so, Tim. And you said you were thinking that, right, Shido? I'm looking at Discord. You can just put it in there if you want. Okay. Well, all right. You and Aspen have the iron mind. Essentially, you do feel something in your head, Shido. It's not the normal sort of psychic prodding you feel whenever Espion walks into a room. Just kind of, you know something's in there. And, oh, sorry. My brain started a second. Oh, Jesus. Tim just kind of looks at you. Well, purple hair. That's very, selfless of you. But that could be seen as a temper tantrum.
Oof.
For the record, anyone that has aura, whether it's aura guardians or like Lucario, they can kind of read surface level thoughts. So, this is what I'll do. It's going to be a bit more because of what happened, but I will take everything in consideration. I believe I can take care of the Eevee and the Curlia. What the hell? Throw in that Paris. That's a 10-minute job probably. And assuming you're keeping the Paris.
Forgot about the Paris.
Okay. Well, it was your teammates who's been abducted or whatever. He's gone. Who cares?
Dang.
Oof.
Tim doesn't give a shit.
Tim throwing hot five.
So I will do that for 5 credit. It will take me an afternoon or 2. And I will... I don't think we'll need the Eevee. However, I will probably need to have the Curlia for a while. Again, we'll be trying to work in a testimony, but all depends on the other people. Anyways, if there's nothing really else, you will still have 5 credit. And yeah.
Oh. Oh, actually, there is that one other thing that I actually talked to you about combat as Hazel just kind of walks over there, whispers something in Tim's ear, and then walks back to finish her paperwork up.
Message me on
the item we were talking about the other day.
the item. Message me on Discord real quick, just so, because there was a couple things we were joking about with Tim.
Oh no, I was completely serious when I mentioned that item.
Well, I remember something else that wasn't an item.
Yeah. Can we get a nuke?
Okay.
Next time there's a ghost invasion, we're just gonna nuke the ghost.
I can put a few feelers out for a credit, but let's see how greedy he is.
Oh no, not. I know what the other thing you were talking about. No, I'm not gonna ask the Lucario if I can give it head pats.
Okay.
Yeah, that might improve his temperament.
Okay. So luckily, you barely made the DC. I will tell you right now, Professor, that I have little chance to actually get it. So you're better off talking to the authorities and whatnot. Given you're a problem. However, as I said, I will put feelers out for a credit, see what I can find. And that means you guys have 4 credit left, which means you cannot afford the expedited timer now. Unless you decide to pay him 50,000 for a credit.
I mean,
50,000 seems a little.
I was asking about the possibility. He doesn't need
Oh,
to
the possibility?
put feelers out.
Then he will charge a credit. He will charge a credit to do that if you wish. So, also he's a lawyer that can do a lot of shit if you know what to ask of him.
Whoa. No yelling. No.
And Roll20 just decided to be weird. Says most everyone's gone.
Yeah, I'm reloading in right now because it did that.
Yeah, so... Yeah, just double checking. Yeah, I know technically the, you guys, that is a lot of money. But it was something I've been debating over for a while, how much I would actually charge. I might tweak it later, but... Yeah. Let's cut that in half, 25,000 for a credit.
I can afford that.
So, I'll put that in Tim's services right now, just so I don't forget.
I never spend money in PTU. What do you want from me?
Okay, so Tim services, which you can buy for...
I'm noticing that you never spend money in PTU.
Oh, actually, hit a 1. Let's not.
Okay, Roll20, why aren't you loading? There we go.
Okay, so... In fact, let's do something interesting. All of you choose one number on between 1 and 100. Shido, you can just, like, pop it into somewhere.
64.
69.
So 64, 69, 14,
50.
50? Okay. Just writing those down, and let us roll a d100.
Come on, 69. There was ever a time.
Here's the thing, I kind of want you to hit one of these. Oh.
Damn it.
I mean, if this was Price is Right, Aspen would be closest without going over.
You know what? not gonna probably use them this time around. I will give this thing a mulligan. One of my mulligans. Nope.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. So,
Good.
anyways, if that concludes the business,
I do want to talk about the expedited capture timer
okay.
before we
Okay. So,
go watch.
well, looking at your track records, it shouldn't be too difficult. The one hiccup would technically be the new person, which admitted when she came here that she had a criminal record in her own multiverse. And, well, honestly, Purple Hair's track record.
Oh, so it's for the entire team. I see. That's
You
what
could
makes it so
technically aim
expensive.
for an individual person, but it would still cost the same.
Hey, Hazel's gonna look at Tim and go, to be fair, nothing on my criminal record has anything to do with Pokemon. It's a lot of assault charges. Assholes had it coming. I mean,
So, if you do want to shoot for that, okay,
I mean,
so
Gareth does have a very good track record of giving up dangerous Pokemon.
so
like the walking bomb
The
or
walking
floating
bomb,
bomb.
the dead things.
okay, so we have okay, so that would take most all the credits that you luckily were able to start with.
And we'll just see how many people we can get on that.
Okay, I will file the paperwork, and I will get back to you. The Curlia can leave with you for now, but tomorrow I wish to. I hope she will come back here. How to get you? You know what? I sealed off the room, but yeah, we're probably gonna have to use it. 1 second. Just walks over to this wall, and then just punches it really hard. You kind of destroyed the elevator.
I mean, to be fair,
That we did.
we didn't destroy the elevator. The asshole chucking the fireballs did. We just minimized the damage.
So he will direct you to a set of stairs. And that'll be about it.
Alright.
I'm gonna grab all of
Some
you.
of us
Just
could take the win.
copy. So as you guys are going down the stairs, you actually kind of have to push push the end of the stairs a wall out of the way, because like a kind of impromptu wall was put in, and you just see a bunch of people, makeshift beds, sheets dividing areas. You see that going down most of the way. Few people kind of look at you weird, and a couple realizing you came from upstairs ask, what was going on, etc., etc. So, as you go down...
I mean, we weren't told not to say anything. But are they gonna believe we were attacked by ninjas?
Wait, I got this. Hold on. It's your charm, Hazel. No.
So, eventually, you're able to get to a different elevator. And I'm just gonna quickly replace you guys. Okay, there we go. You get to an elevator, it's able to take you down. And Plato goes over and to the service desk. She, like, oh, okay, points you up to a set of stairs over here for Plato's thing. So, anyone that can go can go. It's up to you.
I mean, if he wants me to go with him, but if he's adamant about being a big boy now and wants to go by himself, I won't let him. I'll let him.
Plato will be fine with anyone who wants to go.
So where is he going currently?
He's going up here to a research center you guys have been told about a couple times.
He's gotta go collect his paper. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay.
I'll go with him.
Yep. I guess we're all going except Lydic, who is apparently very listfully looking out into this water fountain.
Lydic's just kind of sitting down, but he's like, I have to go up there anyways. Ow. Kresnik will follow. Oh my god, he's the AFK WoW character that's just following in a raid. What a dick. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so you guys just kind of walk over. Okay.
Casually
I'm
teleport.
sorry. I'm sorry, but for a minute there, it just kind of looks like Lydic just looking over that kid's shoulder, like, "Hey, what you doing there, kid? Is that a Game Boy Advance SP?"
Oh no, darkness.
Oh, that's a dark.
Okay, so you guys are. Is it spacebar? No.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh,
Got
okay. It didn't move to. So let's paste you guys in. Wow, you guys. I know I zoomed this up a bit. Ah, crap. Did I mark whose this was real quick? One sec. I have a feeling. Oh, fuck. Because I'm pretty sure this is. I borrowed this from. Who was it I borrowed this from? One sec. Because this will bug me. There's. Might have been that one. Okay, it wasn't that one. I think this one was, God, what was his... He has a different name right now. I want to say it was something like... Something stupid like... Or maybe this was the DM on Loading Crew. Either him or, I think my big butt was the guy's name. Either way, this is a borrowed map, thanks to the person who let me use it. So...
I mean, to be fair, you could just find out later and throw it in the description.
Yeah, I just don't always remember to do that. But, anyways, you guys walk in, see this guy's like, come on, I almost have it, I almost have perfection!
That guy's
I raise a single finger and slowly drop it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Positive reinforcement? Who the fuck are you?
Oh, hello. My name is Garrett.
Hazel kind of gets in a fighting stance when he yells, "Who the fuck are you?" and then realizes that she just signed a bunch of papers that basically say "don't punch people," and kind of sighs defeatedly.
Oh yes, Gareth. Oh right, you're the suckers I gave my experimental balls to.
Yeah, they worked wonderfully. Wait, we've used them already, right?
I believe so. I think we were actually using them incorrectly. I forgot to double check because I couldn't remember if it was you had to be in the habitat or if you had to catch Pokemon native to that habitat.
I think we caught Pokemon native to the habitat.
Yeah, so I can't remember what the actual thing was.
I mean, to be fair, if you have to be in the habitat, that ball is kind of useless.
Well, it depends if you know where you're heading. So if you know you're heading into a forest, hey, here's forest balls. But anyways, he looks and is like, well, my name is... Crap, did I get
My name is...
What is my name?
My name is.
My name.
My name is.
I've been researching
Wait,
for
hey.
so long. My name... Is my name important? I do not remember. Sylvester, shut the fuck up!
I was gonna say he looks like a Steve to me. I don't know why.
Oh yes, Sylvester. Yes, Sylvester. Is Sylvester?
I want to know who just shouted, "Shut the fuck up."
Well, if you look, there's someone down here.
I don't believe you.
Oh God.
Hold on, let me see if I can see that half of the screen.
Oh God, it's somebody who has a lot of emotional baggage in a different campaign right now.
Nope, they are just off screen.
Here, I'll move them in screen.
Oh look, it's them.
Mm-hmm. What do you want? I reuse sprites. Anyways. Yes, I am the great Pokeball expert and other science. I don't know, they keep me locked up in here. I have nothing else to do.
That's kind of sad.
Aspen is slowly inching away from the man who is.
Wait, so like you don't even grow your own apricorns?
Apricorns? How do I... We don't have a botanist here. We have an archaeologist, a crazy science guy, and what does she do again?
As if on cue, Hazel's gonna like walk around this yelling madman and go check out these trees and see how dead they are.
They're plastic.
Sighs disappointedly.
Luke just walks over. Where's the jackass? I need to make sure he's not making unsanctioned modifications to my the design. Oh yes, you're that guy. He's around the corner being weird. Yeah, but he's been a little creepy lately. I'm surprised he's even allowed in here. So,
Wow, are they really that bad at taking care of plants? Even these leaves are falling off this plastic tree.
he just just kind of shrugged. But since you did walk down there, I will reveal a section. You see?
Yes. Just yes.
You just see a Slowking sitting at a table sipping some coffee.
Just that. It's great.
The Slowking just turns around and is like, "Oh, hello, how are you?"
Hi. Play-Doh, Pokemon's talking to me. I don't know how to act. Very few Pokemon talk to me.
Oh, that's just Budster. Don't worry, he's very friendly. just kind of gets up and stretches. I do apologize. My name is Budster. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, I'm Hazel. Just. I'm sorry, but it really does look like he's got a wedgie when he's got pants on. Just. I was gonna say something in Alamo about him, but he does look like he's got a wedgie. Just. His pants are a little bit too tight.
Oh, what do you... I have pants at the very least.
I didn't
Let me
realize
play
Pokemon
this walking
had-
around naked.
Yeah. Yeah. Gee, Hazel has never thought about the fact that like Pokemon might want clothes. Looks at Play-Doh, shudders a bit, then just forces it out of her mind.
Technically is wearing the lab coat you gave him last session, just... it's just dragging on the floor.
It can't be that much bigger than a Quagsire.
Nah, it's slightly dragging on the floor. So, Slade is talking to Plato. This guy's just doing random mutterings. Kresnik is apparently talking to Curly in the corner. Aspen's away from the crazy man. What is Gareth doing?
He's gonna go chat with the crazy scientist.
Okay, so I will just...
I'll be downstairs in this.
Okay. So, the blonde-haired man just looks around. Well, sorry to bother you. We don't get a lot of, visitors, outside of, well, what, that guy needed and what your, Quashire, Mr. Plato, requires. Is there anything else you need? We're kind of an in-house experimentation group. I'm Slate Stone. Technical relation, very confusing. Multiverse bullshit. I am an archaeologist, and my specialty is deltas, fossils. Actually, I have a couple. He just starts rummaging through his bag, and he pops out a couple Pokemon. This is Frostbite and Sedna. And get them on the appropriate layer. So, you know what? I never actually had a speech before, so yeah, these are kind of my specialty. If you ever find any fossils, I can help you out. If you ever find any quarries, you know, not very common in Kanto, honestly. I mean, the best place was Mount Moon for the longest time, but with that collapse, here fossils are more of a rarity.
4'7". Yeah, it's the size of a small child. Or
Aspen will start googling the strange Pokemon as Ness slowly leans her head in to nuzzle her and touches one of the stones in Aspen's hands.
Oh, okay, you're doing that right now. Okay.
Unless you don't want me to.
No, it's fine. I actually expected something a little bit different, like you to remember the research.
No, this is Aspen we're talking about.
Ness goes into your bag to try to get some more food. So
mistakes a stone for a cookie, swallows it.
I think we ended up deciding that. So everyone in that line of sight sees a brilliant flash of white light. Also, Aspen, make me an acrobatics because of where you put it in.
Oh god, it's gonna take out a wall.
Oh god, I'm gonna get squished.
One of the workers here is just gonna shout my lunch as it crushes the refrigerator.
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not good enough.
I'm gonna get squished.
Oh.
Aha, I'm not squished.
Yeah, that's because I didn't really set up a thing. It's technically supposed to be quite a bit bigger than you. So, besides, this is just weird. So, it just kind of glows and then just flops on top of you.
I start like hitting my hand against her like neck, going mercy, mercy, and Mercy's just getting triggered.
Mercy's laughing. Oh, whoa. What just, Sedna. Help out, Sedna.
I'm sorry, there's something funny about you sending the thing with no pumps to go home. And no real descript hands to speak of. So now I'm just gonna imagine it's like putting a butter knife under a piece of bread.
Kinda more, it wiggles in between and kind of just uses its body to push Ness aside. This Kabutops is very large. Sedna just comes back down.
Kabutops looked like for a second it was about to ask Aspen for her lunch money.
Kabutops just comes down and just starts looking at Mercy. He's like, okay. Frostbite, play nice. Sedna, play nice. Thank you for helping. Okay.
Mercy puts up her dukes.
Just with the side of the claw, like it flips it horizontally, just pats the top of Mercy's head, like, that's cute. That's cute, dear.
Oh no. Oh no.
There's a very audible ting as she wears up a future sight.
Okay. Oh, well, this was that Lapras, I believe, correct? This is peculiar. Let's zoom in real quick, though, so people can get a better look. Because this is... Maybe I made this map a smidge too big than I had planned.
To ask him to remember something.
Street.
Oh, this is interesting. I mean, we knew that Lapras was a different, well, it's a baby form, and interesting. This is... And actually, there was something... I'm not going to make that roll. I should have, but I won't make that roll.
Oh god, I know what you wanted to make.
Well, interesting. And, he's just like, may I, Miss, do not know your last name, actually, your name, actually, but, this is a very interesting Lapras. And he just kind of starts, looking around and, brushing against, and kind of runs his hands across one of the stones, and boop. Oh, that kind of hurt. Oh. Excuse me, I need to go grab an antidote.
He just starts vomiting violently onto the floor.
Yeah,
You know what?
no, not vomiting, just, yes, seems like to be some sort of paralytic agent. Let's, Budster, I need an antidote, please.
You know what? This might be something interesting for the eggheads to look at. Behold, the female of an all-male species.
I'll get to that in a second. I need, and there goes my legs.
It just flops over.
Oh
Hazel's just
dear.
gonna- oh bother.
Ah. Oh. Well, poison. Poison's very interesting. Yes, research might be. Ooh. By the way, that entire time you were kind of chatting, he was just like, yes, yes, balls, balls. What could I do? Could I make a pseudo GS ball? No, no, no. Too
Wait, no,
touchy.
no, no.
I have to be able to mass produce master balls first. Yes, yes, yes. But first, more experimental Pokeballs. Little explosions lately.
Oh god, I'm imagining the like youngster Joey. He had test these balls and he like catches a Rattata in it and the ball explodes and the Rattata fucks off
Oh,
with
well,
like 3rd-degree burns.
well, one thing at a time. Said no, frostbite, back end, technically the rules, you guys are very large, and, you just notice where, frostbite is, like, the air is just colder, and it's starting to frost up around him. So, back in the Pokeballs.
Spatial is...
Okay, okay. So, I'm gonna move her down real quick. So, okay, poison
What
type.
if you made a Pokeball that split into smaller, separate Pokeballs?
Interesting. Implications of that. What could it do? If I caught one Pokemon, would it count as a single Pokeball or individual Pokeballs? Notes for later.
Maybe both of them would attempt to catch the Pokemon, so you'd have an increased chance.
So, like the double catch. Or whatever the hell those freaking captures special. Interesting, interesting. Possibly. Okay, so. Let's see. That's still occurring over there. So Shido's still talking to Curlia.
Like I said, Combat, I'm glad that you think that Aspen is smart enough to remember something.
I just imagine Hazel and Belladonna are having a very private conversation, just chuckling about the fact that they are surrounded by nerds at this moment. Because Hazel is very
I
clearly
saw
a
that.
jock with a
Stop turning
degree.
my egg upside down, sir. How dare you, sir? Hey!
I'm sorry to hear that, Shido.
What's
Well,
up, Shido?
he posted something else in the Discord. It's.
All right, now this is just getting out of hand.
God damn it, Merc. So,
Well, to be fair, I was the one who turned it sideways.
okay.
Paris is my jaunty little hat.
Okay, so, not going. This isn't really anyone's fault, but this isn't going as smoothly or as fluently is the better way of putting it, as I was kind of hoping. So
I'm sorry.
no, it's just the way it is. Lots of kettles down. This guy only cares about balls. Lytic's doing something else with someone else. And now there's a female technical Tyrogue and a weird Lapras that just poisoned. So, so it's just like, which one do I do for? Well, I was messing. Okay, details. I will To be fair, Miss, you are also a professor and therefore a nerd.
I'm a botanist.
That is the study of
Something.
plants.
So, as she walks by to see what this giant black area is, with Belladonna goes, I am literally the least effort professor in this room.
As you round the corner, you hear some arguing. As Lytic is arguing with a man.
Ah, the best
Dun,
man.
dun, dun.
Hey, look, it's Nico's dad.
Hi, Nico's dad.
And you see what appears to be a Gardevoir kind of. No, get in the bed. Just trying to tuck someone into the bed.
They're doing it wrong. The person is upside down, therefore they are trying to suffocate the person.
I mean, to be a fair, old Jasmine would have tried to suffocate somebody.
Yes, but no, she's actually trying to right her.
Hazel's gonna look around like a tourist. Okay, is this plant real?
Yes, that plant is real. It's fine. It's just a plant. Yeah, just a plant.
Look at that plant abuse over there. Somebody knocked over that plant.
Yes, it was her when she collapsed in the bed. But the argument you're hearing from Lytic is like, no, you can't make changes to the design because there's a specific reason why it's like that. But if we changed the design, the efforts would go up by 15. No, we do not want to increase the radiance. It is supposed to be a personal Pokemon ball nullification.
Walks past strange man and Lytic having conversation. Starts checking on the other plants.
Finally gets her right. Hello, can I help you?
No, I'm pretty alright. Just making sure these nerds haven't killed a plant.
Okay. I'm confused, but whatever.
Tyrogue waves at her. Or, not Tyrogue, Hitmontop.
In another life, those two are dating.
Different thing to Belladonna's female, if you've forgotten.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you. Hello, Butster. Can you go make sure those ones aren't getting into too much trouble? Okay.
It bugs me that that's a background asset. Because it actually does bug me that one of those were...
Oh, one of the plants is just knocked over. As you're inspecting the plants, you just see this girl like, oh, yeah.
Hey, Hazel, not being able to lift the plant up just turns it a quarter turn, so it's getting it's all getting sunlight.
Well, Slade, Cena's finally in bed, so she knocked over one of the planters again. Oh, well, she's helping out while we figure out what to do with the sycamore thing, so... Oh, good, he's arguing again. That's fantastic. Anyways, hey, Jasmine, what do you take on this? It's, poisoned me. So, what do you think, water poison? No idea. How did it evolve? That is a very good question. It literally just happened. Young lady, how did this evolve?
Aspen kind of looks into her bag and looks back up and just gives like the, I don't know.
Hmm, hmm.
I'm missing a sunstone.
Sunstone? Why would a sunstone affect a lapis? Interesting. Interesting. Perhaps any of you know. Plato gives a shrug.
I'm gonna make a roll to see if Aspen remembers something.
That would. What would that be? Focus or general education, maybe? What would remembering stuff be?
Probably focus, so we can actually have a good chance of doing this.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's probably enough.
Oh, my lapras is a bit special.
How so? I mean, we knew it was some sort of baby form, but, right, your friend put out some tests and gave them to sent the information to someone, but, that hasn't come back or something, right? Or did you get something? Oops.
Do I have something in my bag? Do I
Yes,
have the test results in my bag?
you have the test results in your bag.
You are not the father. No. Sorry.
She pulls out the folder the test results are in and kind of like hands it over to the man.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. That's that's
I forgot I had those. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not really my my huh. Uh, peculiar. What could cause it to be like this? But let's see. Sunstone. We have received multiple tests with the sunstone that indicates that it seems to be some sort of random generator. The blood test, when exposed to the sunstone's radiation, would would seem to be different typings: poison, water, just water, dark. We have no clue what would happen if we extend. Let it have the sunstone at your own risk. Oh, okay. Own risk is a little bit of a concern. You mind if we keep it for a day or two? Um, oh, if it's a poison, we need to figure out exactly how it's poisonous and need to make sure that it is just so you don't accidentally end up poisoning someone you don't want. I mean, the stones seem to be it, but for all we know, it could have a venomous bite and just as he's listing off all these things that it could be, Nest is just looking at him and look. She's kind of freaking out just a little bit.
I set the Paris down on the top of the oh my goodness, Paris. I sit on the couch. There we go.
We'll get to
Oh, I have so many things with my character. And I sort of stroke her on the neck, try to calm her down.
Okay. She's just looking at you and just like, you know what? I'm not going to make you roll for this. Essentially, she's just kind of freaking out because she doesn't quite understand what's going on. Like,
it's understandable.
The mere fact she technically just poisoned someone with some sort of paralytic agent.
I give her the snuggle. I'm snuggling her neck, not any stone.
Yeah, but I just said wasn't sure, and I'm not sure if I should roll for that, but I won't. Okay, next seems to be fine. It's fine if you want to just bring her here, like tomorrow, but we're probably going to need a few days to properly test this. And Gareth, this guy's just talking Pokeballs more and more and more and more and more and more. Roll me a. Trying to think of what I should make you roll. Let's go
A
with
focus to stay attentive.
that's what I'm thinking. A focus, and we'll go from there. So focus first.
Great.
Okay. Not great. Okay, so he's kind of just starting to lose you. You can try to make a general. Let's go general education or tech education, whichever one's better for you.
Great.
Okay, that's a bit better. He's talking about different components in Pokeballs. Mostly he's just ranting to himself. He does ask you a few questions, like about the balls he had sent you. I think it was the beach and the habitat ones sent you that you received.
Beach ball and the grassland ball.
Grassland, that was it. And
He mentions he caught a horsey with the beach one.
Interesting. So, was my experiment a success? Possibly. I will do more research later. But, you know what? Yeah, sorry, this is dragging on a little bit, guys.
It's my fault. I should have waited.
It's not much you could have done. It's one of those things. But, he's still gonna talk. I'll make you, roll a focus again a little bit. But, so let's go over to this again real quick because unless Kresnik is doing something.
Believe he was just trying to get a read on Curlia.
Yeah, he was. And then he went out of the corner, so I wasn't sure if he was doing something in particular.
My jaunty hatted Paris.
So he didn't look like a creep. Okay. So we'll go over to. You know what? I'm shrinking him because that's just bizarre. Anyways,
Meanwhile, poison types are raiding the fridge.
So he just looks over at the Trubbish and is like, Trubbish, meh. More sanitary than most of us in here.
Eats all the food.
That takeout that's been in the fridge for about a year.
Nobody knows who it is because they forgot to write their names on it like they agreed to when they all decided to share an office.
Oh yeah, it's totally like that rice box that you get that folds out into into a mat, but it's just got the chopsticks still in it and noodles. It's roaming around it, and you're like, ugh, why is that still there? But you never throw it out.
So,
Trubbish will like that.
Yeah, this guy and Lytic are just arguing about.
Hazel. Hazel's just looking at this man's headgear. Actually, can I make a check because he is associated with a known
you
criminal organization?
could. It would be general
Would that be?
education. No bonus on this. He is kind of one of those affiliates that's not super well known.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
got
technically, he's
5d6
the only one
damage.
that. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. You know that a man matching this description has had ties to Team Plasma in the past. Which, not the quote unquote nice Team Plasma, the dick ones.
Plasma.
So, yeah, they're just arguing, and you can make. I'm gonna say a tech roll for this.
What is Hazel's tech? Average. Oh, that's right. For some reason, her pathetic skill. Oh, yeah, nope. No idea.
They're just kind of listing out parts. You know, you heard before the Pokeball nullifier, and for some reason, Lytics arguing that they shouldn't make any changes to it. And he's talking about improving it to make it better and, you know, something or other. It doesn't make a lot of sense to you. Probably because you don't really care in a sense. You care enough for Play-Doh, but you don't care, you know, overall.
Hazel. Hazel's just looking at this guy's headgear like, does it clip on? Do you have to put the whole... She's not saying this out loud, but does it clip on? Do you have to put the whole rig on every...
Honestly, I just kind of thought they were just attached to his glasses or something.
Apparently, according to Sun and Moon, they're like filtered like a water-cooled PC.
What?
Yeah, there's two ladies talking in a Pokemon Center in Ultra Sun and Moon that like talk about. Well, yeah, apparently Colress was bragging to this random NPC about how his tech was super cooled through circulating water.
I'm not sure if that's the headgear. I mean, it makes sense for those freaking arm wrist pads and stuff, but
I think that's just hair.
maybe. I honestly, it's always been kind of weird.
No, it's legitimately just hair. I swear.
And Pokemon's had weirder hair, to be fair.
I mean, those with stupid hair are plot important. I mean, look at Gexus.
But, yeah, they're just arguing. After a little bit, Espeon just kind of comes over. Just psychically gives, Plato something. Who just kind of, looks around and just like, well, could you attach it to my tail? I feel that nowhere else would really work, given my, disposition sized of my body.
Just swallows it.
Oh, I want one now.
What?
Check the Discord.
Okay.
It's
Okay. Last thing I saw was the eat more chickens, you know, thing. Oh my god, what the fuck?
I want to hug it and give it head pats and call it George.
One sec, I'm gonna put that up there really quick. Oh, that is ridiculous.
Telling you it's hair. I proved it with the Joltec.
Well, it's definitely a possibility and it makes a bit more sense, but I always thought it cut off. But seriously, what sort of hair just does that?
Somebody with a somebody who somebody's hair who went to the Yu-Gi-Oh school of hair physics.
Okay, that I could believe. Yeah, if you said this guy was from Yu-Gi-Oh, I would buy that.
I mean, he looks like he runs a machine deck.
So, yeah. So, long story short, Plato just got his nullifier thing, even though the old one, his Pokeball will work, but each citizen technically gets one. Actually, to be fair, so he's like, oh, he was one of those guys? Okay, real quick. Sylvester, we need one of the Pokeballs. Which one? I have so many! The civilian Pokeball. Oh, those ones. Those ones irritate me slightly. Yeah. Just goes over to this machine.
I mean, technically, Plato's still holding his Cherish Ball. That's what's carrying, taking up his held item slot now is his Pokeball.
Well, I suppose if he's fine with that, I mean, we don't have to use one of those Pokeballs. Make me feel.
I'm surprised the Pokeball Maniac isn't losing his shit. Cherish Balls are kind of rare.
Oh, I figured out how to make those a while ago. Anyways, so he can keep the Cherish Ball, but technically each civilian is supposed to get a special Pokeball when they are in a signed contract with their trainer, which I believe your Crashire would technically qualify, yada yada yada. The Pokeball allows them to come out whenever they want. You can't hold them in there. I suppose if you give us a day, we could take the Cherish Ball and do that as well, but, you know, I don't care.
I mean...
Pokeballs are made to catch Pokemon.
I mean, to be fair, Plato doesn't seem to have a problem with it.
Okay.
Hazel just kind of lets Plato do what he wants anyway.
The Gardevoir comes over and just sits down. Well, okay, so... Okay, if that's gonna be the case, wow, that Espeon speed up.
Oh, you know what's really cool? Because unless that Lapras gets that ability, the Lapras and the Trubbish can hang out. Because she can't poison the Trubbish.
No, it does not get that ability. I considered it, but decided not to.
Trubbish just gives it a hug. Feels sick.
So this is what I do to people. Well, you have a...
That thing will be 6'11" when it evolves. I was checking heights just to see. Garbodor is 6'11".
Well, I don't get a watch, you know, usually doing research, but you guys come across quite a few rare and weird Pokemon. Which one of you has the Ghost Scyther?
You mean this Ghost Scyther?
Ah,
He's the
fascinating.
scientist.
For now.
Get your crazy! Why is it upside down?
I don't know.
Crow, are you getting back at him?
Maybe.
Reaper just wanted to do a backflip. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Hey, get over here. Get over here. Stop attacking him.
He probably deserves it, but stop attacking. No, can he?
Scyther. No attacking people.
That's cute. You want to go?
Please
Oh,
don't
so
egg
good.
him on. I'm trying to get him out of this behavior.
Roll me Scyther's focus real quick.
Yay! Scyther's focus. What is your focus, Scyther? Let's see.
I have no freaking idea.
Ah.
Ah!
Oh, it's a -2. Nice.
Wait, what?
It's 2d6 -2.
Wonder why. Did I do that for some reason? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Unless that's a literal Scyther thing. I never knew they got negative, so. So, yeah. The Scyther kind of backs away. Now, that's not very nice. So, go Scyther. And he just does some things. Ooh, interesting. Ethereal wings, very interesting, very interesting. Scyther's just kind of keeping an eye on him all the time. Just like, oh god, what is he gonna do? And, interesting. So, there's that. So, okay, that's pretty good. Okay, if you wish, you can return it. If not, I'd like to see him try to fight a few of my Pokemon. Trust me, it won't end well. So let's see. There was that one. The Lapras, very interesting. Oh right, you went to pre. Did any of you save those leaves? I mean, I'm not a botanist, but you know, if those are truly ancient fauna, it'd be a very interesting breakthrough.
Yoink. Just what leaves?
Gareth rummaging around in his backpack again.
When they caught a whole bunch of fossil Pokemon, possibly back in time. Confusing, Hoopa, blah blah blah. But they this one led Armaldo away from Cradilly with some leaves, and
He was trying to eat him, and he wasn't having a good time.
You know the fun part about that? Armel was listed in the PTU Pokedex as exclusively a carnivore.
really, that doesn't seem right. It seems like it would be an omnivore to me. Either way.
A lot of things.
Who's the one that went back in time? I think I know what we saw.
Oh, fascinating. Oh, so.
Z snaps. Update your
Hey.
Pokedexes, kids.
Hazel's gonna take one of the leaves and look at it.
Roll me whatever. Would that be survival for?
It's my skills are dependent on my general education or survival.
So I guess either one of those.
Well, gen education is higher, so
That's a lot of ones.
It's a leaf of a plant you have never seen before.
ah, fuck it, we're not fighting today. Mulligan. That's even worse.
Wow, that is. Do it again. I don't care.
Oh, that's Scarlet. Hold on. I was rolling mine, but do it again. Gened.
Okay.
There we go. That's decent.
That's a bit better. Jesus Christ.
What is Scarlet's survival, considering she is actually a plant? 2.
Oh, interesting. It's a plant that most likely is extinct now.
I was just curious if it, if it's one of those plants that, have their seeds in their leaves, or if...
Roll me a survival on that one, actually.
Oh, this one's going to be bad, probably.
Okay, is that like yeah, that's a crit.
That's triple.
That's full
triple
crit.
sixes.
That's a full crit. So yeah, as you start ruffling around, it doesn't seem to be one of those plants that do have seeds in their leaves, except one of the, like, he has like three scraps of leaves per se. One's nearly full, one's, okay, and then one actually, uh, when he pulled it out, he there's a small fruit attached to it. It's little teeny tiny, but you think if you would plant it, it technically could grow.
Yoink right in the portable grower.
Okay. I'll
And
have.
I hand the leaves back to Gareth. Go.
Hmm.
Hold on to them in case we need them. But
Well, actually,
see, I knew it.
could we could I have the full one? Um, if that is actually a seed, which I'm not a botanist, again, archaeologist, but we could send it off to some of the other people that might actually be able to, they probably won't be able to grow anything, but research purposes is still good. Um, might have some sort of medicinal properties that we don't know about, and if we can end up growing more from your planter, who knows what could happen.
Isabella comes over to see what's going on.
Oh,
It's
you catch that over in the junkyard?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I came from. Driving down the road to go visit family, and all of a sudden, poof! I'm falling from the sky. That was a lot of fun.
I don't think I'm allowed to discuss how I got to the junkyard. As she bends down and just has.
Oh, you came through one of the portals, so they're very common there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll just go with that. As she bends down and just has Trubbish like reach into the excess trash it has and lay down a layer of fertilizer.
Speaking of which, this is just hypothetical, but keep your eye on that Paris since you are a botanist.
That's a
when I was
a thing.
doing cursory scans of all the Pokemon, and it's a bit of a red flag. Mostly it should have evolved by now. From going over what I just...
Oh, why do I have control over the Eevee?
Everyone has control over the Eevee.
Yeah, but I pulled it off Gareth's head.
On
accident.
Just keep an eye on it. It seems to be a little bit weird. Just a couple red flags. I don't think it will be a problem. It's just...
I mean, while we're not doing anything, she kind of goes, "Mirror for a second, Paris." What do you want with me? I don't know how you call a Pokemon. You do it like you call a dog. Here, weird. Hazel just kind of picks it up.
Attaches to your side.
Yes, if anything,
And
it seems to...
Buttony.
Ooh, that's pretty good. You just kind of look at it, it's, there was a point in time before you met Officer Johnson that, that he said he was, they were, or rephrase that, you met him, then you ended up in there. So there's bits and times where technically you guys were on watch in the lush jungle where you ended up meeting Belladonna and Clarice. And there was a lot of kind of just, you had to forage for food. It just looks really freaking healthy. That is like the weirdest thing you could say about it, given what you know of Paris's and what happens when they evolve.
Hold on, I'm checking something because I'm curious. It does have it.
Huh.
I think. I think that ability does what I think it does.
I'm confused.
I'm checking because I don't have I don't think I have access to Paris's sheet.
Yeah, I think I only gave Crow access to it. So what in particular are you looking for? I will pull it up real quick.
Well, I know it has Mushroom Harvest because I just checked myself.
Yeah, it gets mushroom. So you're looking at capabilities or abilities.
Believe it's a capability.
So capability: Dark Vision, Mushroom Harvest, Wall Climber, Underdog, Natureland, Nature Walk, Grassland, Forest, and then a Burrow Speed.
No, I'm just trying to remember what Mushroom Harvest does.
After level 20, you can once a day, technically, you can grab a mushroom, harvest a mushroom. Once you're level 20, roll 1d20, and depending on the roll, is what you get. Remember, I had a Breloom.
What level is this, Paris?
It is now past level 20.
Oh, fuck it. While we're here, just as she's doing upkeep, realizing nobody's done upkeep on this Paris. You have an extra mushroom growing here, little buddy.
Okay, roll me a 1d20.
I did.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
2, then yeah.
That's bad.
I wasn't sure what it was, but yeah, you pull off just a tiny mushroom. Nothing really seems wrong with it.
There we go, buddy. All good. You can go back to Aspen now.
Kresnik? Technically, yeah, you could use Raticate's pickup. I would have to check later what you technically get, though.
Yeah, it seems fine, other than he's not a leans in mindless zombie to the mushrooms yet.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
Aspen pets her chalky hat. I'm just imagining eventually that Paris is going to end up with your sunglasses. But,
Excuse me? No. Those are my sunglasses.
It's not that much heavier when it evolves, so technically she could have a parasect on her head. Because it's mostly mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
Then she'll have a sun hat.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, just that is the thing. That is you're a botanist. I'm sure you've at least heard that that's a area of research. Trying to prevent what happens to parasites when they evolve.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, he seems happy right now, at least.
And let's roll a quick 1d20. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh wow, double 17s. You hear a bit more yelling coming from the other side.
Cat, get down.
That's a weird yell.
Sorry.
It's fine. So, eventually you see this young lady is like, oh, their toes too freaking loud. Oh, hey.
Oh, God damn it.
You were the guys that were traveling with Stag, right?
Yeah.
Neat. Walks over to the fridge. Opens up. Who's the brave asshole that finally ate that weird growing food?
Isabella waves.
Oh, Trubbish. A little disappointing. I wanted to see if it turned into a Pokemon, but oh well.
Isabella's just a friendly little little garbage bag.
just kind of grabs a beer. Actually, it's just like, well, I'm Cena. Pleasure to meet you, assistant to Professor Sycamore. Not that anyone knows where the fuck he is, and now that Stag got abducted by metal claws from beyond the whatever the fuck, I'm stuck here.
Mm.
Excuse me, Jasmine. And she just kind of gets onto the thing.
Travis wobbles over and says hi.
Oh,
He's a good little trash bag. Or she's a good little trash bag.
Professor Hazel.
Yep.
Can you do upkeep on one of my Pokemon for me?
I should be able to. In fact, well, we have a... Oh, hey, it's a little leap. That's right, you had this before.
I'm a
I
plant.
forgot. Yes, you are.
I like to think that the leap can talk, and that's all I can say.
I'm a plant. No, all it can say is I like trains.
No, don't do much to that. I don't want to get hit by a train.
I assume the Leap doesn't have any abilities with gathering anything off of it, so...
Actually, I don't think so. Let me check. How
No,
do you
it's
pronounce
killed.
it? Flea? Fly?
Flea.
Flea?
Flea.
Okay.
Flea.
Yeah, I don't think it's a harvester Pokemon.
It has gills, though, is the funny thing. So it's a water-breathing plant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like a sea anemone is the thing, so I could believe that. Cradilly sure doesn't, but Lilith does.
Cradilly looks like it wants to eat your children.
Well,
She
lots of rare and interesting Pokemon. Yeah, so...
Oh. Speaking of weird things, throws out Tomoe. What is this?
Oh, that's
We don't have those in Alamo.
that's a Salandit.
Oh, have the Pokemon we got finally been cleared?
No, only her, because she wasn't
Alright.
under the
Damn it.
thing. It's coming in soon. Don't worry about it. So Salandit, they're typically in the Alola region, but what was her name? I feel really bad now.
The Pokemon or the trainer?
No. You said you were from Alamo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, same here. My folks ran a part of the Devon Corps that.
Hold on! I'm about to kick Slade in the nuts. Oh wait, aren't you? Are you that stone whose dad got like 3 people killed?
Probably given. I think we might be from slightly different multiverses. There's some shady shit going on and possible death, but nothing's been confirmed yet. So that's fantastic to hear as a douchebag in more than one. Fantastic. Anyways, the fairy type gym leader, she had a small collection of Alolan Pokemon. I don't think she said she had a Salandit, given the fact she was a fairy type, but anyways,
no, but fairy poison Salandit keeping its ability would be an interesting Pokemon. Interesting Delta.
That would be. But yeah, it's a Salandit. It's a fire poison type. Looks like you got lucky. You got the female. Males don't have an evolution for some reason, at least none that have ever been reported. But, much like Curlia, it very much could be just a methodology that we haven't quite discovered yet.
Mm.
Speaking of... God damn it. That I do want to bring that up, but it'd take a while for Kresnik or for Shido to type all that all out. So,
Did
I assume you do maintenance on Flea.
She just kind of does maintenance on. Actually, she'll do maintenance on all the grass types because they're all technically part plant if you want to. As she leans down to get started on the leap. Anybody else got a grass type that needs looked at?
No.
Reaper's actually kind of skirting around Slade for some reason. But, just for the record, Shido, Slade's gonna come over and talk to you about Curlia. Just what Curlia wants, possible things that could help it. But, it's all, again, theoretical and not well known. Come to think of it, how many...
Just slowly picking off garbage and just throwing it in the Trubbish's mouth.
Okay, so... well, pretty much once Cena is done drinking her beer, she just tosses the bottle into Trubbish's mouth.
No.
I just imagine it's kind of a wood chipper. We need to go grab one as our disposal system.
It's made of razor blades, so it's probably more that scratchy sound you hear when you try to cut a bottle with a pocket knife.
Oh! Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, you all hear from the other side of the wall very clearly, "What you say about my friend, you son of a bitch?" As there's a literal punching sound.
Ooh, violence. Let's go. Hazel just walks towards the direction of violence. It's the only life she knows.
Aspirin is gonna stay on the couch and sink deeper into it. Like, oh no, I'm not gonna be a part of this.
Oh no, violence.
Hazel walks around the corner. Yay, violence!
Cena's just like very kind of bored. It's like, oh great, someone finally punched him. Maybe he'll shut up now. And as you turn the corner, you just see Budster.
She turns around, sees Lydic punching the guy. I assume is what's happening. Wait, Lydic, you can't punch a guy with glasses.
All I was thinking, you just insulted my friend, you son of a bitch! The design is flawed! And another punch to the face. As the Slow King's actually trying to pull Lydic off him.
Gently walks past Slow King, taps him on the shoulder, and... Whew.
You doing that to Lydic?
I think you need to relax, Lydic. As he just kind of grabs his shoulder and pulls him off.
You don't touch the fucking design! That was clear when I handed it over. Shit. Ow. Shouldn't have done that. Ow.
This is where he comes out with an extra. Yep.
He's gonna look at him and go. Gonna look at the guy and go. Well, you're lucky I was here. Hey, probably could have fucked you up. Maybe. You did okay against that ninja. Or whatever it was.
As he's walking, he just all of a sudden collapses.
And
Guess
comes in.
who's going to a Pokemon Center? just very unceremoniously picks him up and throws him over her shoulder. Like a sack of potatoes.
You all good with what's going on here? Like, is there anything else you want to do before this? You guys drag him to the Pokemon Center.
I'll return Ness, I suppose. So she's not just freaking out the whole time we're out.
Okay. So I will just.
Oh, Belladonna's still there in front of Mercy. That might start a fight that I don't want to see happen.
Future sight instantly destroyed.
Sucker punch.
Yep.
Just
Well, not yet. She doesn't have it yet, but I intend on getting it for her.
gonna drop you guys in Saffron City for just a second.
Far, far.
I did not expect a nat 1. That was oof.
Make it
Hazel.
stop.
Hey, Hazel, as we walk past to the Pokemon Center, just shares eye contact with a Farfetch. I'll be back for you later.
Hey, look, it's the cops.
They're gonna
Oh shit, it's the cops. Oh wait. We're not in trouble. I mean, I'm not in trouble. Yet.
Oh, deletes past self.
Yeah, go ahead and do that real quick.
Back when I only had 2 injuries.
Move
How
child
times have
back to
changed.
So you guys walk in dragging Lidikin. Espeon's technically after a bit, it's just psychicking her in, him in.
How fat is he? I'm pretty sure I can carry him with my power rating.
Well, probably. In fact, trying to roll.
Yeah, I have a power of 6. That ain't bad.
Roll me a. I'm trying to think of what to make you roll for this. I guess a luck chance. Just roll me a 1d20. Oh, okay. Yeah, you easily. So when you're picking him up and dragging, you put him kind of over your shoulder, and the way you do it, you kind of you put him over your right shoulder, or no, your left shoulder. So you actually notice one time when you're kind of jostling down the stairs that your head actually kind of sank a bit into his side. He appears to be missing a pound of flesh, to put it simply. So
walks up to the nurse, sets him down on the table, goes, "Hey, look, it's somebody who's not me."
oh, looks like you still need some work, though. What the fuck did you do?
I didn't
Oh,
do
yeah.
anything.
We got attacked by ninjas.
Of course you fucking did. Everyone in for the checkup, and luckily they were already slated to. And let me see if I can find this person real quick, because I can't remember where the fuck I put it. Other NPCs. There it is. As you, 3 of you recognize this voice slightly. Okay, loves, where the fuck is my dumbass patient?
Oh, it's Nurse Chancy.
Oh, that's serendipitous. Young Gareth.
Long time no see. Oh, she's behind us.
Yes.
I was looking in front of us.
Nope. That's a normal Chansey.
Nope.
Of course, only the Nurse Chancy would have such a stylish hat, if I do say so.
Careful with your flattery, you'll get nowhere. However, most of these doctors don't know my methodology, and apparently your friend's been internal bleeding for a couple days, so I request your assistance.
Well, I would be happy to give it.
Very good. Drop off your Pokemon and let's go into surgery. I hope you don't faint at the sight of blood and organs.
I don't think I do. Here,
I-
Hazel, you watch Eevee.
Hazel looks at the Eevee, pats it on the head, puts it in the I was gonna say puts it in her coat pocket, but I don't have my coat anymore.
you went to your room and picked up a second coat.
Puts the Eevee in the coat pocket where its head's hanging out.
Okay, so
One of those Farfetch looked at me weird. I'm gonna go see what's about that. You coming, Plato?
very well. I have to keep you out of trouble somehow.
Disappears.
So just gonna GM layer you guys. So, well, where is the heck is the Dino?
I don't know.
Dino, I deleted it from the map at least.
Oh, okay. Because wait, I just saw the Larvesta a little bit ago too. Did I actually? Screw it.
They should have been on the table in the dining room.
Yeah, the Cubone was on the thing. Oh, okay. I thought I was crazy. Okay,
Crazy?
so they're actually.
Dino is a big boy now.
Right.
I'm a big kid now.
Oh, Dino is a little boy now. A small boy.
So, technically, so Shido, is there anything in particular you want Kresnik to do? Because you got like a day and a half, or you have a half a day, and then tomorrow you're gonna have to take the Curlia in, and that will be kind of off-panel sort of thing. So, and because Sprite isn't done, we can't really deal with the Farfetch thing either.
I mean, you can. You'll just have to replace this sprite later.
You know what? I'm sorry to just kind of do it quite like this, but you go out and I'm gonna say you just search for the next few hours, but you can't find that one that gave you that weird look.
Damn it. I queued up Eye of the Tiger for nothing.
But,
I mean, we have a Farfetch sprite.
yeah, just not that far-fetched Sprite. Merc, roll me a medical education.
That's gray. That's not care. What is my med
Okay.
education?
Turns out Gray's got 66 medical education.
Can I roll it like I'm using my first aid kit?
I guess you're more of assistant during this, so let's actually pull up where the other NPCs, because I think I actually changed. Did I change Chances? What did I make Chances? I'm actually gonna check real
If
quick.
it's not 66 with virtual,
I know that's essentially what I'm doing, but I can't remember I made it like a ridiculous thing of like plus 12. Okay, yeah. I actually gave it the medic thing. So, yeah, it should be 5d6 plus 16.
Oh,
Well.
Okay, so yeah, allowing the plus 10 to the roll. Oh, pretty good. Near max. So as you're kind of going and you don't see a lot. It's kind of messed up though. He's missing a good 2 to 3 inches on his side, and it's old and looked like it's kind of didn't heal quite right, kind of scabbed over. Um, it's and you luckily again don't see that much, but Nurse Chansey is in there with a bunch of instruments. Espion's in there technically, keeping him from losing too much blood. And after a while, he's brought down to 4 injuries, and he'll probably be recovering for another day. Well, we've done all we can. Thank you for your help, young Gareth. If you wish to, I'm going to be in the area. I believe am I heading to Cerulean or Celadon? I can't remember. Anyways, if you wish to go over your teachings again, I'll be in the area.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
That's, in a way, all I kind of got, unless you guys have things.
I want to feed the babies again.
Okay.
And check chat because Shido says something.
Okay,
Or
sorry. Well,
Well,
it seems
funny
like
chat.
tomorrow we'll
Yeah.
going to be with Tim for a while. Oh god, my... Okay. My... One sec, I will be right back. My phone is about to die for some reason. So...
I forgot about the Kirby trilogy. Wooly did. Crow
Yeah.
appeared on. Oh, there's a new one.
Sorry about that. So... Unfortunately, I'm not going to be looking at Discord as much. So... For that, Shido, I'm gonna... Curly is just kind of gonna look at you and be, say, we should probably wait to see what happens. You know, from what I understand, dances don't really stick if, you aren't with the person that trains you. For an extended period of time. So... Where the hell did Aspen go?
She went to the table to feed the babies. I'm waiting for the babies to do it.
Okay. So
Tiny Aspen is tiny.
Yeah. I don't know what exactly happened, why you guys are so freaking tiny.
Did you transfer us in from the other thing?
Possibly.
Yeah, it doesn't auto resize unless you bring them in.
Okay, so...
Fresh.
Whoa!
No, we're still tiny when we get dragged out.
Yeah, that's a little weird, because either way.
Oh, we don't have default tokens either, do we?
Oh, I set them up at one point. I think stuff happened.
Hazel's normal size.
So, when you walk in, there's just a guy off to the side. He's not really doing anything. The Dino is currently chewing at the end of the thick club, and Cubone's trying to, pull it away from the Dino.
Oh, that's a toad.
That was adorable combat.
Everybody feel bad for the Dino before. I admire the cute Dino before it starts fighting with itself in a few in about 30 levels. Kidding.
Gareth will take the s'mores.
Okay.
Yes,
Shoot.
hello, I'm taking these. Okay, thanks, bye. Nah, he will ask the hazmat suit person before anything if they noticed anything weird.
Not that I could see, but wasn't really looking. It just seemed to be babies.
Squint.
So, yeah.
Apparently, Dino disagrees.
Curlia will, I guess, accept, but she's kind of just as nervous as you are. Because despite the fight you guys had, she does realize in a way you guys are her best chance of getting to her dreams.
I will feed the babies.
Okay.
I will give them the yummy food. I will give Dino an extra scoop. He gets 2 bowls because he can never remember where his bowl is.
Good thing he's gonna be out of baby food range when he evolves.
And you just throw choice steaks in the middle of it.
Wow.
It's gonna kill itself. It's gonna headbutt each other.
That's why I have 2 hands when it evolves into a dragon, though. What I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I know what you're doing, Kresnik. It's just things take time. So,
Hold on.
after a few hours, Hazel comes in. You weren't able to find what you were looking for, but you weeded out a bunch of other possibilities that you're like, oh, this one, oh wait, no, he has this wrong with him. Oh, he has this wrong with him, sort of thing.
Picks up the walks by. Picks up the puts the EV out of her coat pocket. Boop.
It has been returned.
Evie just kind of snuggles in to your.
It's like an EV-shaped imprint in his hair.
Hang on. The Paris is not jaunty enough. There, jaunty hat.
Hazel starts making coffee on a stove, which is the wrong way to make coffee unless you have no coffee maker.
Plato just sits down and is like, oh, so much walking. Do you think I would look good in glasses, Hazel? I mean, I have no ears, so that'd be problematic.
I mean, we could always side duct tape them to the side of your head.
But what if I need them off? Do you think my skin would my skin rip? I don't know.
Aren't you like a water type? Couldn't you just secrete moisture through your skin and, that stuff's watertight on the outside, just not on the inside.
Oh god, what's Hazel gonna do?
Hazel?
Or,
Aspen?
Aspen, sorry.
She pulls her sunglasses off and places them over Plato's head. How do you look?
And I don't know, everything got darker. Someone give me a mirror.
Aspen pulls out like a little pocket mirror she has in her bag, flips it open, holds it up in front of them.
Not bad, not bad. I do prefer the clear look, but we will see what happens. You know, I'm going to have to see if I can get a doctorate myself. I mean, I did teach Hazel half of what she knows.
Hazel just sits down, starts drinking straight black coffee. No cream, no sugar, no nothing.
So what kind of doctorate do you want to get?
Hmm.
Botany, I assume?
Well, I'm not bad with botany, given the fact that I can go underwater and all that. Oh, so aqua botany would probably be the best for me, but you know, general researcher might not be a bad choice. I mean, look at these hands. I couldn't do anything technological at all. Ooh, am I even going to be able to type anything?
Hazel puts down her coffee. Well, with the way you argue, you could just be a political science major.
But that's boring. I only do it with you because you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Aspen pulls the sunglasses off the Play-Doh, strings them back through her hair, and goes, "You know, you could always become one of those biologists.
Technically, well,
Like you could do water stuff with it, right?
technically, in a way that would be the same.
Hang on, the situation needs to be fixed by some jaunty parasite."
Paris just climbs back up.
Dino starts barking. Just starts going around in a circle, starts running into things.
No, Dino, no. No.
You just pick it up and its legs are still in there.
Oh god, it's a fucking small dog.
Cease.
Stop turning my egg upside down, sir.
I
I dare you, sir. That was my jaunty cat.
I didn't do that one. Let's
think
let's be
everyone's
honest.
just messing with each other's now.
Alright,
Haha, none of my Pokemon can be touched by you.
Well, to be fair, I think I put the egg and. No, did I give Paris other people's control? I can't remember.
yeah.
Okay, I thought I switched it.
I can do this or this.
Okay,
Sometimes this.
I thought I had only put it on. I had put it back onto Crows when the decision was decided. But
It might be. Crow might only be able to edit it, but
that might be it.
Oh no.
oh yes.
Hang on, where is...
Oh, hello, SB.
You guys behaving?
Mostly.
I'll let it out for a little bit, just. When you guys go.
Flashbacks to when they did surgery.
Hazel just very unceremoniously from across the room shouts to Espy, "So who did he piss off?"
I poked around in there while Lytic has a couple touchy spots, and well, the Pokeball nullification thing that most of the civilian Pokemon use is a design crafted by a friend of his. And it's, his friend isn't around anymore.
Where's the trash can? There it is. Nom, 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 nom.
So it's he was bleeding internally, and that guy's kind of an asshole. I mean, there's like 3 of them in the region right now, 2 of them being in prison. That one
No, I
had
meant
less ties, so or less problematic issues, so they've stuck him in the research area, but doesn't know when to shut up sometimes.
Oh no, I didn't mean that. I meant the fact that that a good portion of your friend's side's missing. I noticed it when it bounced off my head.
Oh, that would be a Rayquaza.
Oh, fun.
Same thing.
I take it he didn't pack an ice type.
That's, let's just say it wasn't a planned encounter. It's complicated. But it is.
Damn, they have been in that bed together for a long time. Sorry, I was doing a cursor of the fucking place, and I'm just like,
That's because I haven't moved the NPCs around that much.
Wait, if a martial artist and like one of the tele thingy classes has a child, are they an aura guardian? Is that how they're
Okay.
made?
I don't think that's how that works.
It sounds
mean-
plausible. So
no, it just turns out that those are just what's her name's parents from my fucking from Ninja's my character from Ninja's game, just taking all the psychic classes.
But
Got along with my dad.
let's just I think Livit's mentioned it a few times. He's had a rough bit of it. A few of us have.
Trubbish pats tiny SB's head.
I think Trubbish technically needs to shrink just a smidge, but like I said, within about 10 minutes of me hatching, I evolved into an Espeon. It was more out of necessity than choice. Things happened, and other things happened. So,
Hey, I gotta go.
okay.
Mm.
We're wrapping up, honestly. There's not a
Okay.
lot else to do, so yeah, I think that's honestly a good stopping point.
Okay. I'm
So-
sorry.
No, it's fine. Talk to you later. So,
Fun session. Bye.
see,
mhm. So hopefully the next session will be an interesting one if I can figure out what to do with it. So, anyways, I'm gonna stop the recording. There it is.